Okay, we're going to continue looking at the chord note mapping of phrases, and we'll put the play cursor on the beginning, and we'll insert this empty phrase, one bar test. Okay, and then we'll double click on that to bring us over to the phrase editor. And what we're going to do is create a whole note on C4. Okay, now our chord here says major seventh. Let's just have a triad, C major triad. Okay, all right, so we've got a very simple phrase of just one whole note. I'm sorry, one quarter note. What am I talking about? Whole note would be all the way over here. Okay, so we've got one whole note on C, on middle C. So now we're going to take a look at these octave offsets, and I was thinking, suppose we wanted to create a phrase for that we could use again and again for a timpani. I think most timpanis in orchestras, they'll have two timpanis. Sometimes you'll see three, but let's just imagine we've got an orchestra with two timpanis, and they're tuned to C and G. Okay. Now, I guess the timpani would be one of the lowest notes, in the lowest octave of the whole orchestra. And if we're going to make a phrase for timpani, we want to have it down around C1, maybe C2. I'm not sure, but in any event, let's say we want it at C2. So it's very simple to do that. We just use this octave offset, and we go a 0 is at C4. So any note that's between C4 and C5 is going to be has 0 offset. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a -2, and that's going to create our that gives us the note at C2. Now, if we wanted to go down to C1, we just hit 3, and that creates a phrase at C1. Now, we also have the possibility, in creating this phrase, we can give it a particular velocity. We can either set it here, or we can just use weak, medium, strong, like that. So let's say for this timpani, we want a quiet timpani for this phrase, and so we'll set it at note accent to be weak. That gives us a velocity of 60. And let's, instead of a whole note, let's make this a half note. And let's create a phrase where the person playing the timpani, the timpanist, is going to hit the C1, and then he's going to hit the G1. So he'll play C1 for half a note, and G1. He'll play the fifth of the chord for half a note, and we make that weak. So our phrase for the timpani is just going to sound like this. That's it. Don't. Yep. Okay. So that's our timpani phrase. And we'll hit apply, changes to phrase and composition. Okay. So we could save this. And we'll call this timpani. timpani phrase. Root fifth, right? And we'll hit save selected phrases, and there's our timpani phrase. Now obviously if we move this, well, let's delete this. If we added the timpani phrase to all four measures, I go here, fill with timpani phrase, root fifth. That's what we'd have. So here we have C up to G. Here we have F up to C. Here we have G up to D and back down to C up to G. Okay, well, let's play that. Okay, now I'm not sure if timpanis, if this is realistic, because I don't think timpanis could change the notes, because we've got a number of different notes here. I guess we've got 6 different notes here. But they do have pedals. I'm not really sure how that works. But in any event, you get the idea. The point here is to just understand this octave offset option in creating phrases. Okay? Okay. The next video, we'll take a look at note offset. We've looked at octave offset in this video. The next one we'll take a look at note offset, see what we could do with that. All right, next time then.